Every year, we spend billions of dollars on diet products, battling that bulge. But every year, we're gaining more and more weight. There has to be a better way. The San people of South Africa's Kalahari Desert have used hoodia, a cactus-like plant, to ward off hunger on long trips across the desert. Scientists have discovered that the hoodia plant contains a unique molecule that takes away hunger. Researchers at Brown University have shown that this miracle molecule actually fools the brain into making you think you're full. The result? People report eating less, having fewer cravings, and ultimately losing weight without the struggle and torture of dieting.
I mean, how easy can it be? You take a pill every morning and, you're not as hungry.
I ate what I wanted, but just in smaller portions. And I thought, what's wrong with me? I don't want dessert. What? But I wasn't hungry.
Last year on 60 Minutes, Leslie Stahl traveled to Africa to try hoodia for herself and reported this. I was never hungry all day. Even when I would normally have a pang, say around lunchtime or dinner time, I didn't. I had no particular desire to eat or drink for the entire day. So I guess I'd have to say it did. Is 100% certified from the Kalahari Desert. Harvested from select growers, it's dried, milled into a powder, and encapsulated using strict pharmaceutical standards.
These before and after pictures, 63 pounds in 6 months. You look like a totally different person.
Yes.
I feel like a different person.
And this is all the result of taking the supplement hoodia.
That's correct, yes.
Was it hard? Was it difficult to lose the weight when you were taking the supplement?
No, not at all. When I started taking it, my appetite totally diminished, and I didn't have a love affair with food anymore. I just didn't feel hungry. What I realize now with the hoodia is I don't need huge portions. A smaller portion will do. I'm satisfied. I'm not picking out on everything I can get my hands on or that's in the fridge. I mean, I will have pizza and I will still, I have to have ice cream, for example, but I don't have a tub. Right.
Some products, when people are trying to lose weight, they'll have a racing heart. They might feel jittery, nervous, anxious. Any side effects like that for you with hoodia?
Not at all. The thing with the hoodia is I just lost my appetite. I didn't feel hungry. It was easy because you don't have to do anything differently than you normally would do. I'm in control now of what I eat. The food doesn't control me.
It's not a diet. It's not a fad. It's not something you can't live with. You can live with this, and it's nearly effortless because you don't have to deprive yourself.
All right, Dr. Dave, now what's in this bottle that's allowing people like Sharon to see these results?
Okay, inside the bottle we've got capsules.
Right.
Inside the capsules we have powder. Okay, and the powder is very simple. It's dried up ground up stems of the Hoodia gordonii plant. This is a cactus-like plant that's found in the Kalahari Desert of South Africa. It's been used by the San tribe for over 27,000 years. They would chew on this cactus when they would go on hunting expeditions to decrease their appetite, but nobody knew it was a certain molecule that did it. They were just chewing on the plant.
And this molecule, that's what's responsible for decreasing someone's appetite so they don't overeat?
Right, and all it does, it fools the brain into thinking that you're, I'm not hungry. The brain says you've eaten. Even if you haven't eaten, it makes it feel like you've eaten so you can eat less when the mealtime does come around.
Okay, now, studies. I know that there's a lot of people probably saying that this sounds so awesome, but have there been any real studies?
I would be the first one to say that sounds ridiculous, but no, I'll tell you, there have been great studies. We wouldn't be here today if they weren't, and I know it sounds too good to be true, but the studies were fabulous. One study was out of Brown University, Ivy League school.
Very well known.
Right, very well known. In 24 to 48 hours of ingestion of this molecule, there was a 50 to 60% decrease in caloric intake, in food intake, basically. And this was on laboratory animals. But then there's another study on humans, which was done by Pfizer in conjunction with Phytopharm, which is a British company. And they took overweight people, essentially locked them down in this one area, literally. And they found within 15 days, these overweight people were consuming 1,000 fewer calories per day on the average. And they not only lost weight as a result of this, David, they actually lost 2.2 pounds, a kilogram of body fat.
An award-winning journalist who introduced the story of hoodia to the world, actually a year before the 60 Minutes report that I told you about earlier, was the BBC's Tom Mangold, who we're privileged to have joining us now. Tom, welcome to the program.
Hi.
You actually traveled to South Africa in search of the story behind the miracle molecule. You had to be skeptical.
Yes, I was. I mean, when I set out, it struck me as both most unlikely and somewhat bizarre that you could munch on a rather grubby-looking cactus in the Kalahari and lose your appetite. I was indeed very skeptical.
Now, you went from skeptic to believer. What happened to turn your mind around like that?
Well, there was no need for me to eat the Hoodia cactus. I report stories. I don't take part in them. But as it happened, I did. Our jeep broke down in the Kalahari. The San tribesman came along. He showed me where the cactus was growing. He showed me how to peel it, showed me how to eat it. So I ate half a banana size. So did my cameraman. And we discovered, and it really did, it was quite incredible. For 24 hours, we neither ate nor did we think about food.
Tom, a little doctor question here. Besides these, your hunger suppression, did you have any side effects? The queasiness, did you have any jitteriness, anything like that?
No, absolutely no side effect whatsoever. I didn't feel better, I didn't feel worse, I just didn't feel hungry.